Hi there boys and girls, Brucey here, and today I will be doing a review of this. It is the Songbird Effects USB to 9-volt cable. It's known as the Birdcord. Now, they say things in life can be very serendipitous, and me receiving this to review from Dieter at Songbird Effects was very serendipitous. First of all, I am building a mini pedal board, and for any of you interested, there is my pedal board challenge videos that I've been putting up. And second of all, I recently did a gig, actually this Saturday, where I had a complete pedal board failure. The failure was a result of really bad, dirty electricity in the venue, and there was nothing I could do. I swapped everything out, and because I was running all my pedals off of mains power, I was unable to save the problem, so I ended up just down to one pedal, doing a whole gig with one pedal. But that's a story for another day, and there's a video on my channel of that somewhere. So what is this to begin with? Well, basically this cable enables you to power your entire pedal board with something like this. Yes, a power brick that you can buy off anywhere like Amazon or any store like that. Can use this with a battery, but you can also plug it in directly with a USB plug. So that could be your emergency solution during a gig, or if you want to plug it in using a power supply. So you have this option as well as this option. Bonus. So some of you may have checked out my previous video where I showed that you could power a complete pedal board off of a battery pack and using a cable from Amazon. Now the company on Amazon seemed to be called MyVolts, and I've had so many comments and questions and emails saying, that's a great video, thanks for that, but where can I buy this cable? And it seems that they've disappeared off the face of the earth. There are a couple of other issues. You needed a battery that would stay on permanently. Now this one in particular actually auto switches off if no current is being drawn from it. So if you've got any of your pedals switched off, this would actually switch off, and you couldn't switch it on. You'd actually have to re-plug it in to trigger it to power up again, so it's completely useless, which is a real shame. I was using a much smaller power bank again, which lasted for a long time, but this one would just last forever. And I've been testing this one with this cable and my pedal board plugged in for a couple of hours so far, and it's had a negligible effect on the level of power. So this claims to get round that problem, and we shall see that in testing, although I've kind of just alluded to the fact that it actually works. And the other issue with the previous cables, the ones that I've seen on YouTube, where you had to know what polarity you needed for your pedals, whether they were positive centered or negative centered. Now this gets around this as well. So it's a great little cable, and it's a great little idea. Why is it a great idea? Well, as I said, you can go to a gig with a much smaller pedal board. You don't have to fork out a lot of money potentially for maybe a Voodoo Labs or a T-Rex power supply. You can be completely removed from the venue's power supply and any noise or hum issues that might induce. You just get one of these. These are relatively cheap off of Amazon, much cheaper than any kind of power supply that you might be able to buy. You could buy a couple of these and a couple of these cables and power all your pedals independently. So it comes in a nice little box, and it is a nice little cable. So what you do is you plug this end into your power pack like so, and it lights up that it's on, and we're good to go. So let's get my mini pedal board out. So this is my mini pedal board, currently powered by the T-Rex Fuel Tank Junior. As I mentioned previously, I had a few problems with this at the last gig with noise being induced. A system like this using a battery would have alleviated those problems. But some of these pedals here, particularly this one, is a very high draw current pedal. So what I want to do is just plug this in and see if everything is good to go. I've done the ultimate test where I've plugged in as many pedals as possible to see if it actually works to start with. If you read the packaging, it says that we can draw up to 850 milliamps of power. So I think this pedal here is about maybe 350. These others are kind of pretty negligible. They're probably maybe 50, a little bit less. So we should be totally fine with this. All we need to do is plug it in. And I'm using a daisy chain adapter here. Let's see what happens. Boom. I hope you can see that. We are on. Let's put the polytune on. Polytune is on. All my pedals are lit up, and we are good to go. You can easily stick that underneath. You could probably get two of those underneath. So you could power a whole bunch of different pedals, or if you had another one, you could perhaps use that as a backup power supply. Just make sure that they're all charged. But what I would do at a gig would, whilst not gigging, I would probably have this off stage charging up. Boom, when I go on to play, stick this on, because you haven't got to deal with cables or anything like that, and then you're good to go. It's a really, really great solution. I'm going to go out and gig this and see how I get on, but I think it works really, really well. You're not suffering from relying on cable runs and things like that. You're much more flexible about where you can move this across the stage. And as you see, I'm powering a lot of pedals here from this. As long as you go online and figure out how much ampage is drawn, you could obviously get maybe 1 or 2 of these cables, and you could power quite a large pedal board. For me, the ultimate test for this, I'm going to do this now, is whether it powers the Strymon, because the Strymon Timeline is a pretty power hungry unit. So let's just see this in action. Let's take the cable, plug it in, hear the clip. We are on. We are powering it from this. To me, that is pretty awesome. And as I said before, with the MyVolts, if nothing was switched on and nothing was being powered, this would power off this particular power brick. Other bricks are slightly different. This doesn't have that problem. It's a double, triple thumbs up to this. It's a great product. You should certainly go and check it out if you're looking for alternate solutions to powering your pedal board, or you maybe don't want to spend as much to get a Voodoo Labs. I'm not saying this is the panacea of all solutions, because you may feel more comfortable running off a power supply. You could even have this as a backup if there are, like I say, problems at a venue, which I just had. I'm definitely taking this as a backup solution now, possibly not even my main solution. You need to check on the back about the capacity and how many milliamps that your battery pack can supply per hour. They're not that expensive. Buy 2, charge them both up. You're good to go. Another bonus, you can probably charge your phone at the same time off of your pedal board. That's pretty cool. Really, really a great product. Do check out the Songbird Effects website. There's some really great pedals there. It's got a tremolo and some distortion pedals, but what are unique about them are that they are also, rather than having a battery up seam, you actually charge them via USB. So I know people, it's a kind of mindset change for some people about charging things, but we charge our phones up. It seems like it's a much more robust system than us, who might still be relying on batteries to power our pedals. You know, more and more when you switch to mini pedals, you don't have the option to put batteries in. I think this is probably better for the environment rather than throwing away lots of 9-volt batteries. It's an all-round great solution, and Dieter and Songbird Effects have really taken this on, where they've looked at I guess some of the other problems that were coming with some of the other ones that are out there in the market, particularly the auto switch off and the confusion around polarity, and dealt with that problem, and you're good to go. I hope that you found that useful. Love to hear your thoughts. Please do drop them in the comments below. I've been Brucey, and I will catch you later. Hi there, boys and girls. Brucey here. Just wanted to say a massive thank you for checking out my channel. Please do subscribe if you like what you see here. Please do fire away any questions you might have. More than happy to answer them. And if you are in the mood, please do check out my guitar creativity book, which has a whole wealth of information on ways that you can be creative and develop your technique and develop your playing in new and interesting ways. Catch you later.